So I knew I had to take this pipe down and clean out the chimney. That's been on my to-do list. And the other day when I was starting the fire, I was looking at the pipe and I now realize that my inspection needs to be much more thorough. So I would have noticed it when I took the pipe down, but I should have checked beforehand. And that is, so I looked at, I've noticed that there's rust here. And one of the factors is if you're using a wood stove frequently or all the time, the stovepipe stays much better. If it's one that you do not use all the time, it's in the basement, there's more moisture, that's going to cause it to rust quicker. And so I knew that this was rusting some, but I press on it, it feels solid, although there's some rust, but it still feels solid. But I noticed there was some rust up here. And I thought, well, that's kind of strange. So then I started feeling around here, and I put this in afterwards, but up above here, there's a hole right there. So this thing had rusted through up there. I did not realize it. I had already started the fire. It wasn't very hot yet. But rather than try to put it out, I put this there to just in case. But that just goes to show that you need to inspect with your hands all the way around. I mean, I just didn't think it would. And why did it get that spot? I don't know. Condensation. I don't know. For some reason, that spot got nailed and rusted through. And it's weird. I mean, here's a spot that is not rusted at all. So I can't explain it. It's not uniform, and I guess that's the bottom line. So now I'm going to change my inspection habits. If you're not using the stove that much, it's unlikely you're going to get a lot of debris coming down. So, it's not as, you don't have to check as frequently. But you're still more likely to get rust. So I need to check more often. And I knew that I wasn't getting the draft. I knew that I wasn't getting the same amount of draft that I initially did. So I figured, okay, a bunch of debris has fallen down and it's clogging up a little bit there and I need to take this off and remove that. And I will do that. That's probably some of the factor. But this hole here is definitely cutting down on the draft. So it's just sucking air from there as opposed to from the stove. And this stove circulates the air, or circulates the vapors back down to the flame, so it's burning more. It's clean. It's a cleaner burn, which means you're getting less buildup. So that was another reason I don't check as frequently, is because I'm not using it as much. It's a really clean burning stove, but I didn't realize that my pipe was getting compromised in one area so much faster than the rest of it. So we're going to take this apart, decide what we're changing here. We're definitely changing this part. We have to examine all this. Do we need to change all this? We'll have to decide. But either way, we need to inspect more frequently, and we need to inspect all of it with our hand all the way around. So that's the one lesson I've learned. And then to top it off, so I went over to the other stove, which I use not even as much as that one. And I knew there was some, it's going to be kind of dark here, I should turn more lights on. But I knew there was rust going on here, but again, some of the pipe looks pretty much brand new, and then some's rusting. So I was feeling around here, and it turns out the adapter that goes from 8-inch to 6-inch rusted through. Now, fortunately, this one's designed so that it's all stone around here. All stone. No combustibles. So I should have noticed this sooner. I should have been checking better. So live and learn. I caught it. I'm going to be taking this one out, cleaning everything, putting it back in place. And on this one, I didn't like how I had originally done this, even after I had checked this once before and I didn't change it then. But now I have a better idea how to make that look nicer. So I'm going to do that too. So we're going to first do the other stove, and then we're going to give this one some cleaning and TLC also, and change that one pipe at least, maybe more. But we're going to inspect the whole thing. So inspect your stove pipes. Bottom line. Take a lesson from me. I was very surprised that there was a hole in there, so I need to be more vigilant. And I will say one other thing. So I watched some videos on stovepipes, and one of them said when you have ones that crease together like this, the person made the statement they'd never use one in their home because if you don't get it correctly, it can come apart. Well, that's true. If you don't snap them together correctly, it could come apart. But it's really easy to know if you snap it together correctly. So make sure you do. That seam should look just like that. It should not, there shouldn't be a difference. You know, it should be even across here. It should be very good like that. I would show you one, but I don't have it right here. But look at my other videos when we initially did this pipe, or the one I did in Lewistown a few weeks ago. Those I do talk about it. So it's very important to get your pipes together correctly, but this point of this video is inspect them, and inspect them more often than what I was doing. So I'm a little disappointed with myself that I didn't notice this, but okay, I've learned my lesson. We'll be inspecting much better all the way around in every spot.